1. Take a deep breath and center yourself in this present moment. What you are about to discover is not merely a revelation, it is the echo of a divine laughter that has broken the silence of your inner heaven and reverberated down to the very depths of your doubts. Yes, you heard that correctly. Your actions, your silent journey through the valley of the shadow, have provoked a joy so pure and unexpected in the heart of your own wonderful human imagination, which is God, that it laughed. This was a laughter of delight, of profound satisfaction. It was so rare and powerful that it caught the forces of darkness completely by surprise. Even the adversary, that personification of your own doubts and the tyranny of the sensory world, did not see this coming. The old man, the state of limitation you once wore, expected your fall. It expected you to break under the pressure of the facts. But you surprised it, and by doing so, you made the God within you laugh with pure joy. To understand the magnitude of this celestial laughter, we must revisit the most difficult season of your life. I am speaking of those days and nights where strength seemed to slip through your fingers like sand, where you stared at the ceiling in the dark, asking questions you never dared to speak aloud to anyone. You smiled during the day, maintaining appearances, but inside, a heavy fog of doubt had settled. You asked yourself how much longer you could endure, wondering if this immense pressure meant you were failing in the application of the law. But let me tell you, this pressure was not sent to destroy you. It was allowed to reveal you. You are not tested like the others because you have awakened to the cause of all things. When the I am within you decides to expand, life responds differently. Situations become heavier, misunderstandings grow, and delays stretch out, making you feel that the world is unjust. It is at this point that many lose their clarity, assuming the pain is a punishment. But in the spiritual realm, resistance confirms your value. If your concept of self was small, nothing would oppose it. The resistance you faced was proportional to the power of the state you were attempting to occupy, and yet, even under that crushing weight, you did not become cruel. You did not become bitter. You did not abandon your vision. You bowed your head, you wept, you questioned, but you did not break. This matters more than you can imagine. There were moments when you wanted to react, to defend yourself, to explain your side to those who misunderstood you. You had every reason to scream at the shadows on the wall, but something deep within you, a quiet voice of the archangel of discipline whispered, "Be still, wait, trust in me." That was not weakness. That was alignment. If you feel that you're ready to stop fighting the shadows and finally understand how to stabilize this power, I invite you to discover the 3 keys to a prosperous life. This is not just another book. It is a practical map for the chosen ones to awaken to who they really are, to heal the invisible blocks that keep you reacting to the world, and to expand with stability. You need to learn how to receive, sustain, and multiply your good without the guilt that has plagued you for so long. Whether you prefer to read or listen, this trilogy is available to you right now. You can find the link in the pinned comment or the description below. If this resonates with you, do not wait. Secure your copy and begin the true transformation today. Returning to that moment of silence, realize that the breaking of the old self is loud. It demands attention. But endurance is silent. It happens in the deep where no one applauds. And it was exactly there that your imagination was observing you most closely. The enemy, your old fears and the evidence of your senses, did not expect you to survive without losing yourself. It expected you to lash out, to abandon your values to protect your ego. But you did not. Instead, you retreated into the silence. You observed. You learned discernment the hard way. You realized that not every closed door is a rejection. Often, it is the protection of your higher self, preventing you from entering a state that is too small for you. While you thought nothing was happening, the most profound change was occurring. Your reactions changed. Your tolerance for chaos diminished. Your need for external validation dissolved. You stopped seeking explanations from the world and started trusting the silence of your own being. It was in this exact moment that the heavens paused to observe you. Not because you were performing a miracle visible to human eyes, but because you were doing something rare. You were sustaining the feeling of the wish fulfilled even when the world denied it. That is when God laughed. This was not a laugh of mockery, but the laugh of a father watching his child solve a puzzle that was designed to stump him. The God within saw you choose restriction when retaliation was within reach. He saw you choose faith when bitterness was justifiable. He saw you choose to revise the day instead of accepting the tragedy. This took the adversary by surprise. The doubt in your mind studies patterns. It analyzes your traumas. It knows your emotional triggers. Based on your past, it calculated your collapse. It expected you to self-destruct. But you did not respond in the way your past suggested you would. You did not become who your wounds tried to shape. Instead, you matured. You slowed down. You became discerning. The hell of your mind fell silent because confusion entered its system. The enemy is loud when it understands you. Your doubts are aggressive when they know your weak points. But when you stop reacting, when you stop explaining, when you stop giving emotional access to the 3D world, the strategies of fear lose their clarity. The sensory world no longer knows which angle to use against you. This silence you entered was not a retreat. It was an elevation. While you thought you were falling behind, spiritually, you were ascending to a higher level of authority. True authority does not scream. It does not announce itself. It simply stands firm in the assumption of the end. When you stood firm without needing the world to agree with you, the inner heaven noticed. You became unpredictable in the best possible way, not emotionally unstable, but spiritually rooted. You stopped operating from your wounds and started operating from wisdom. This shift made God laugh with joy, because joy comes when expectation is surpassed. The season you labeled as failure was no failure at all. It was one of the most strategic periods of your existence. Although it seemed that nothing was moving, you were measuring that season by visible results, by progress you could show to others. Because those things were absent, you assumed something had gone wrong. You assumed you had lost the direction of your inner guide. But listen closely. Your imagination does not abandon what it chooses. It prepares it. What looked like stagnation was actually separation. You were being pulled out of environments that no longer corresponded to who you were becoming. You were slowed down on purpose, because speed without clarity leads to destruction. In that season, doors you prayed would open were slammed shut. Opportunities vanished, plans crumbled, and each time you felt a quiet disappointment. But you did not complain much. You simply carried the weight. What you did not see is that the law was reducing the noise. It was removing distractions, roles, identities, and attachments that would have conflicted with the state you are now entering. Failure destroys people, preparation humbles them, and humility is necessary before elevation. Nothing was wasted. Every delay carried an instruction. Every disappointment revealed a question of alignment. You emerged from that season different. Not louder, not flashier, but wiser, and wisdom is never a failure. Now, something new is forming on the horizon of your consciousness. Your spiritual journey has taken a surprising turn. What happens next is not about haste or trying to prove anything to the world. It is about moving differently. When your inner being is satisfied, it does not throw you into chaos. It leads you into order. You may have already noticed subtle changes. Your thoughts are clearer, your reactions are slower, your spirit is firmer. This is not a coincidence. It is the transition beginning internally before it manifests externally. What comes next is clarity. Not all at once, but step by step. You will feel less pressure to explain yourself, less urgency to announce your plans. This is a sign of maturity. You are being prepared for something stable, sustainable, something that will last. You do not need to announce anything yet. Just remain aligned, and when it is time to move, you will know, for the desire will be natural and effortless. If you are beginning to recognize this silence within yourself, if you feel this resonance, take a moment to like this video, not for the algorithm, but as a signal to your own subconscious that you accept this truth. Fix this truth in your spirit. You are not late, you are not broken, and you were never ignored. What you went through was not to crush you, but to clarify you. The God within is pleased with you, not for your perfection, but for your sincerity, for remaining sensitive in a hard season, for choosing alignment when no one would have blamed you for choosing mere survival. The inner eyes saw this, and the enemy underestimated you. You are standing now with more wisdom, more discernment, and more peace than before. This is no accident. This is evidence of growth, of preparation, of the fact that your own wonderful human imagination trusted you with the pressure because it knew you could withstand it without losing yourself. Continue to stand firm, continue to revise, continue to remain rooted in the feeling of the wish fulfilled. You are being led forward with precision, not chaos. And as you walk this path, remember that the only thing you must ever truly conquer is your own reaction to life. When you master that, you have mastered the world. And once you master the world within, the world without has no choice but to reshape itself around you. This is the law. It is not a negotiation, and it is not a gamble. It is a reflection. You see, the silence you are feeling now, that strange calm after the storm of your previous season, is not emptiness. It is the fertile ground of the Sabbath. It is that sacred moment after the seed is planted and the soil has covered it. To the untrained eye, the eye of the senses, nothing is happening. The surface is flat. But to the one who knows the mystery of I Am, this is the most active time of all. The root is taking hold. The structure of the new life is being knit together in the dark, deep within the subconscious, where no human hand can interfere. You are no longer the person who begs for a change. You are becoming the person who has changed. This shift is subtle. It doesn't scream for attention. It simply is. We often complicate this simplicity because we carry old baggage, old definitions of who we are, and old patterns of fighting battles that have already been won. We think we need to fight external demons when we only need to unlock internal doors. This is why I always encourage a structured approach to this awakening, especially for those of you who feel the weight of a great calling. If you feel that you are standing on the precipice of this new life, but need a clear map to navigate the transition, I invite you to explore the 3 keys to a prosperous life. This is not just another book to read. It is a trilogy designed to walk you through the very mechanics of how to receive, how to sustain what you receive, and how to multiply it without the guilt that religious conditioning often imposes. It is available as an ebook for those who study with their eyes, and as an audiobook for those who learn through hearing. You will find the link in the pinned comment and description below. Whether you choose to walk this path alone or with these tools, know that the power resides in your application, not just in the knowledge. Now let us return to this internal command. In the scriptures, which are the psychological biography of your own consciousness, you read of Archangel Michael, the great defender, the warrior who casts down the dragon. Many of you have looked to the sky for Michael to save you from your circumstances. But I tell you, Michael is within you. Michael represents your capacity for disciplined attention. He is that faculty of your mind that stands at the gate of your consciousness and says, "Only the truth enters here." Oh, when you are besieged by thoughts of lack, fear, or unworthiness, that is the dragon. It is not a monster, it is a memory. It is a solidified emotion from the past trying to consume your future. When you summon Michael, you are not calling a winged being from the clouds. You are summoning the courage to turn your back on the sensory evidence. The senses scream, look at the bank account, look at the medical report, look at the silence of your friends. The dragon uses the facts of life to intimidate the truth of the spirit. But Michael, your disciplined attention, turns inward and sees only the wish fulfilled. That is the sword. The sword of the spirit is your imagination used offensively against the evidence of the senses. It cuts the cord between you and the visible world, attaching you instead to the invisible reality. Have you ever noticed that the moment you decide to truly change, the moment you decide to assume a new state of health or wealth, old problems seem to flare up with renewed intensity? The car breaks down, an old argument resurfaces, a sudden fear grips you. Do not be afraid. This is the dragon thrashing its tail. It is the old state of consciousness fighting for its survival. It knows that if you withdraw your attention, your lifeblood, from it, it must die. So it roars. It tries to provoke a reaction. If you react, if you get angry, if you despair, you have fed the dragon. You have given it your attention, and it lives for another day. But if you stand firm, like Michael, and refuse to engage, if you keep your eyes fixed on the end, the old state will wither and fade into nothingness. How do we wield this sword practically in the silence of our own bedroom? Tonight, do not go to sleep as the victim of your day. That is feeding the dragon. Instead, use the art of revision. This is the sharpest blade in your arsenal. Go through the day's events. Where you saw rejection, rewrite it in your mind's eye to see acceptance. Where you heard bad news, rewrite it to hear the good report. Replay the scene until it feels natural, until the tension leaves your body. You are not lying to yourself. You are selecting the timeline you wish to inhabit. You are changing the past. And by changing the past, you alter the trajectory of the future. This is how the chosen one fights, not with shouting but with silence, not with physical force but with imaginal precision. And what of the other angels? You read of Gabriel, the messenger. In your mind, angels are your noble desires. When a desire for health or freedom or a specific relationship comes to you, do not treat it as a temptation to be suppressed. It is an angel. It is God, your own wonderful human imagination, knocking at the door, asking to be born. To deny a pure desire is to deny the messenger of the Most High. The desire is the promise of the thing itself. You would not have the desire if the reality of it did not already exist in the sphere of your imagination. Accept the message. Say to your desire, I accept you, I am one with you, do not ask how. Gabriel does not tell Mary how the conception will happen, only that it will. The how is not your business. The how belongs to the bridge of incidents, the series of events that the deeper self will orchestrate. Your only job is to accept the impregnation, to accept the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and to nurture it with your faith. This leads us to the most misunderstood concept in your journey. The waiting. You are not waiting for God to act. God is waiting for you to stop interfering. When you have fully accepted the state, when you have successfully revised the day and fallen asleep in the feeling of it is finished, you enter the Sabbath. The Sabbath is not a day of the week. It is a state of mental rest. It is the cool confidence that the work is done. If you are anxious, if you are checking for signs every hour, if you are wondering when you have not entered the Sabbath, you are still laboring. You are digging up the seed to see if it has roots. The Sabbath is the sign that you have truly believed. It is an inner stillness where you no longer feel the need to convince anyone, not even yourself. You go about your day, you wash the dishes, you do your work, but inside there is a secret smile. You know something the world does not yet know. You are walking around pregnant with greatness, pregnant with the solution, and no one can see it yet, but you can feel its heartbeat. If you are currently in a period where things seem stagnant, do not despair. Stagnation is often just the Sabbath viewed through fearful eyes. If you have done the imaginal work, if you have felt the reality of your desire, then this stagnation is actually the gestation period. It is the pause before the crescendo. Do not break the silence with doubt. Do not abort the manifestation by reverting to your old state of complaining. Consider the story of Job. He lost everything, not because he was wicked, but because his concept of God was based on fear and transaction. He offered sacrifices just in case. He lived in a state of defense. But when he revised his understanding, when he saw God not as a punisher but as the sustainer, his latter days were greater than his former. You too may have lost things in this season of preparation. Relationships may have dissolved. Jobs may have ended. But this clearing away was necessary to remove the fear-based structures of your life. You cannot build a palace on a foundation of straw. The law has cleared the lot. Now you are building with gold, the gold of pure consciousness. As you move forward, you will notice that your conversations change. You will have less patience for gossip, for doom scrolling, for discussions about how terrible the world is. You will find these things draining because your internal frequency has risen. You are vibrating at the level of the solution, so the vibration of the problem feels heavy and foreign. This is a good sign. It is the separation of the wheat from the chaff within your own mind. Do not apologize for this withdrawal. You are protecting the new state. If you find yourself naturally drifting away from old circles, let it happen. If you find new interests arising, follow them. These are the nudges of the spirit. The bridge of incidents is often paved with what feels like coincidence or whim. You might feel a sudden urge to turn left instead of right, to call a person you haven't spoken to in years, to walk into a building you've never noticed. Follow these impulses. They are the breadcrumbs leading you to the physical manifestation of your imaginal act. But remember, the physical manifestation is secondary. It is the shadow. The reality is the change in you. If you were given $1 million today, but you still felt poor and insecure within, you would lose the money, or it would destroy you. The law is protecting you by ensuring that you become the container before you receive the contents. You are being expanded, you are being stretched, and yes, stretching can be uncomfortable, but do not mistake growing pains for injury. There is a profound mystery in the name of God, I am. It is a present tense reality. It is not, I was, or I will be. When you say, I will be wealthy, you are confessing that you are not. You are keeping the desire in the future, and the future never arrives. It is always just out of reach like a carrot on a stick. You must dare to appropriate the I am now. I am secure. I am healthy. I am chosen. Even when your senses deny it, especially when your senses deny it. This is the act of faith that pleases the inner man. The world will tell you that seeing is believing. I tell you that believing is seeing. You must see it on the inside before you can see it on the outside. The furniture of your mind, your thoughts, your moods, your inner conversations must be rearranged to match the home you wish to live in. If you want to live in a palace, you cannot keep the mental furniture of a hovel. You cannot dwell in resentment, jealousy, and smallness and expect to manifest grandeur. The outer world is faithful to your inner arrangement. Pay attention to your inner conversations. What are you saying to yourself when no one is listening? Are you arguing with a boss? Are you justifying your failures? Are you rehearsing tragedy? These inner speech acts are the seeds of your tomorrow. Stop the argument in your head, revise it. Hear the boss congratulating you, hear the friend supporting you, hear the voice of the beloved telling you how loved you are. If you cannot hear it clearly, feel it. Feeling is the secret. It is the language of the subconscious. You are a creator, not a victim. The script of your life is not written by a cruel fate. It is written by your assumptions. And the pen is always in your hand. You can cross out the last chapter. You can turn the page. You can start a new paragraph right now in this breath. The past has no power over you unless you give it power by remembering it with emotion. Cut the cord. Let the dead bury the dead. You follow the life within. As you practice this, you will become a light, Not because you preach on street corners, but because your very presence will radiate stability. People will be drawn to you, and they won't know why. They will feel safe around you because you have found safety in your own imagination. You will become a stabilizer in a chaotic world. This is the true function of the chosen ones. You are the anchors of the age. By stabilizing your own consciousness, you help stabilize the collective. So tonight, test this. I do not ask you to believe me blindly. I ask you to test the law. Take one thing, a simple thing or a great thing, and dare to assume it is true. Sleep in that assumption. Wake up in that assumption. Walk in that assumption, and see if the windows of heaven do not open and pour out a blessing that you cannot contain. The windows of heaven are the eyes of your mind. Open them to the good. Look for the good, and you will find it, for you are what you see. There is no one to change but self. That is the hardest lesson, but also the most liberating. It means you are not waiting for the economy to change, or the government to change, or your family to change. You are the operant power. When you change, the shadows on the wall must move. You are the light source. Stand tall in this truth. If this message has clarified the path for you, if it has given you a tool to wield against the dragon of doubt, consider sharing this with another who is walking through the fire. We are a brotherhood of light, scattered across the earth, but united in consciousness. And if you are ready to commit to this discipline, to be the Michael of your own life, simply comment, "I wield the sword" below. Let it be a declaration that the victim mentality is dead and the Creator is awakening. Keep your eyes on the horizon, but keep your heart in the wish fulfilled. The journey is not long when you are already at the destination in your mind. Walk in peace, walk in silence, and remember, the kingdom of heaven is within you. Now let us go deeper into this mystery, for to understand that the kingdom is within is only the beginning. It is the foundation, but you must build upon it. Many of you who feel this calling, who identify as the chosen ones, often feel a sense of isolation. You look at the world around you, at the chaos, the noise, and the pursuit of vanity, and you feel you do not belong. This is not a mistake. This is not a social failure on your part. This is the first sign of the awakening of the imaginative faculty. To be chosen simply means you have been selected by your own greater self to awaken from the dream of life while still walking within it. But this awakening brings with it a responsibility. You are no longer permitted to indulge in negative inner conversations like the sleeping masses. You are now the guardian of the portal. When you realize that your imagination is the creative power of God, you understand that you are operating a high-voltage machine. The average person can afford to be careless with their thoughts because they do not believe their thoughts matter, and thus their manifestations are scattered and weak. But you, who know the law, you are holding live wires. Every feeling you sustain, every mood you inhabit, is creating the landscape of your future. This is why stability is paramount. You cannot build a temple on shifting sands. If you oscillate between faith today and despair tomorrow, you are tearing down your own construction. You must learn to stand still. This stability is elusive for many. We often find ourselves knowing the truth intellectually, yet struggling to apply it when the storms of life arise. We know we are creators, yet we feel blocked by invisible walls, guilt, or old patterns that refuse to die. If you find yourself in this position, needing a concrete map to navigate this terrain, I invite you to explore the 3 keys to a prosperous life. This trilogy is not just another set of books. It is a structured guide designed specifically for those awakening to their power. It is available as an e-book for those who study by sight and as an audiobook for those who learn by hearing. It will teach you how to heal those invisible blocks, how to expand your capacity to receive, and most importantly, how to sustain your harvest without the fear of losing it. You can find the link to these keys in the pinned comment or description. It is a tool for those ready to move from theory to mastery. Once you have stabilized your footing, you must learn to interpret the symbols that arise in your consciousness. In the scriptures and in the lore of the chosen, we speak often of angels. But do not look for winged beings in the clouds. Look for them in the corridors of your mind. Consider the archangel Gabriel. In the mystic view, Gabriel is not a man, but a state of consciousness. Gabriel is the messenger of good news. He is that sudden, inexplicable feeling of hope that rises in your chest when all logic says you should be afraid. When you have a desire, a burning wish to be something greater, that is Gabriel visiting you. He comes to the Virgin Mary. And who is Mary? Mary is your own consciousness, your awareness of being. She is a virgin not in the physical sense, but in the psychological sense. A psychological virgin is a mind that is pure from the belief in failure, a mind that is not touched by the evidence of the senses. When you want to manifest a new reality, perhaps a healing or a financial breakthrough, you must be like Mary. You must receive the idea, Gabriel, without asking, how can this be, seeing I know not a man? In biblical language, a man represents the instrument, the logical means, the external help. To be a virgin is to conceive the wish fulfilled without needing the help of the world to make it so. You accept the seed of the wish purely by faith. So when that desire knocks on the door of your heart, do not analyze it. Do not ask if the economy allows it. D.